The following morning there was breakfast for those who hadn't drunk too much vodka before once more hitting the road and heading northeast. A couple of hours later we stopped at an obelisk which marked the founding of the Red Army, and here said goodbye to our escort. Once again there was interest from the younger members of the local population, whilst the older ones tended to eye us with suspicion. At this point we still had 115 miles to go to Novgorod, and it was these last miles that seemed to be the longest. At 12:30 we reached the border between the Pskov region and that of Novgorod region, and were welcomed by an escort from Novgorod and said goodbye to our escort from Pskov. We then continued for a few miles, where we stopped in a large lay-by to be met by the official reception committee from Novgorod. Once again there was a bread and salt reception, with a girl in national costume completing the scene.
Dear friends, we are very happy to meet you in our old Novgorodian land. And we hope this time will be the most interesting time in our country.
Вот дарит вам, как это положено у русских, хлеб, соль. И каждый из вас должен попробовать кусочек нашего новгородского хлеба.
And so, it's our old Russian tradition.
We knew that we were arriving on Boris's birthday, so we presented him with a cake and sang happy birthday. Then it's time for the last leg of the journey into Novgorod itself. Our first impressions are of a busy place with wide avenues, people coming and going, quite a lot of traffic, and as far as we can see, no queues for food. Our convoy made its way to the police headquarters, where our vehicles were to stay until we left for Moscow. After a light meal, the team, with the exception of Paddy and Ben, were taken by minibus to their hotel. This was by far better than anything we had so far, but even so it would be unlikely to rate a crown with English heritage. We were given 10 minutes to get changed before being whisked off for a tour of the local meat factory. Although it was quite interesting, we were a bit puzzled as to why we should be shown a meat factory. Then we were told that it is the meat factory who will be paying for the evening meal. There was an exceptional meal with caviar and plenty of vodka, complete with a cake in the shape of the Hertfordshire Constabulary logo, and there was live music and dancing. The following morning started with breakfast at police headquarters, after which we all went to the main briefing room, where we were welcomed by the Deputy Chief of Police, who explained some of the problems that they face and introduced some of the heads of departments. Next, it was off to the town hall, where we were greeted by the Mayor of Novgorod, Mikhail Skiba.
We have had working contacts with our militia yesterday and today in the morning.
After a good lunch, once again washed down with vodka, we were walking back to the bus when we came across a wedding party having photos taken by the Eternal Flame, and found ourselves invited to join the party. We wonder how in years to come those newlyweds will explain to their children why there were British bobbies at their wedding. The team then split up to visit different departments, with one group visiting traffic, where, after examining some of the vehicles, they attended a read-up of the late term. This was what many of us had looked forward to, talking to ordinary policemen and asking them about their job. The moans were quite similar: lack of equipment and the courts not backing them up, but it was a pleasure to meet the real police officers and not just the bosses. In the evening, we had a meal in the police headquarters, which inevitably was accompanied by great quantities of vodka and many speeches.
Самому высокому полицейскому в этой делегации.
So the tallest.
Как это?
Paddy, where's Paddy?
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, Paddy.
You are our guest. It's allowed everything.
Садись, давай.
Ну вот одно отличие, что мое.
In true British style, the evening was rounded off by the singing of patriotic songs, in which our Russian hosts join in, having not the faintest idea of what we're singing about.
And glen to glen and down the mountainside. More vodka. More vodka.